If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and become part of this community. Oh, and also, go cop that fresh merch and listen to my new album in the description. Logic is releasing Vinyl Days next week on June 17th, that Friday, and we've been getting a lot of singles so far. He's been on this quest to release a song a week, kind of going the Russ route and doing this for this new album. So far, the songs have been pretty good. The last one, Bleed It, was pretty bad though, not gonna lie, but I did do a reaction for members only, so if you're not yet, make sure to become a channel member. So that was the only one that was kind of a miss, but the ones before that, Vinyl Days, Orville, for example, Therapy Music wasn't too bad, but there were always these rumors that the track, or not rumors, him actually confirming this on IG Live, that the whole album was going to be 30 songs and 7 skits. So it was 30 tracks on the entire track list, and I've been wanting to get this track list. I think that's the most interesting part of this album. So today we got it. That's actually the big news, that, it's today we got the track list for Vinyl Days. He posted it to social media, and today I want to go over it and see what we can kind of learn about this. So let's jump straight into this. So Logic took to his social media, in this case Instagram, but it's also on Twitter and everywhere, to post this. This is the track list. He just captioned this Vinyl Days June 17th, kind of referring back to the date that it's dropping, which is obviously next Friday. And we can see it's actually 30 tracks, and I'm going to go into them in detail. Just want to talk about the picture real quick. We can see Logic in his little room right there with the TV in the back that we've seen in the trailer. We can see him sipping on a glass of wine that looks pretty cool, him with his Rolex on, like this grainy filter on the whole image. It fits the cover for this thing, because on the cover it's his son sitting in the same chair. And also maybe this grainy filter is referring to Vinyl Days and the old days in a way. But let's actually look at, what's actually on here. 30 tracks. Let's go through them, and, we can also kind of pick out the skits, but let's see what we can learn about this. So we start off with a track called Danger. This is actually not a track that we got any leaks for, any snippets. So for those tracks, can't really say a lot. But for a couple of them, we did get a snippets and, them released as well. The second track is Tetris. We did get Tetris as one of the first singles. Was pretty cool. I liked it. Some bars on there. And he also dropped a video to it, which is pretty fun. So I did like that track quite a bit. It was probably one of my favorite singles so far. The third track is called In My Lifetime, featuring Action Bronson, which how is Action Bronson still here, still getting on these records in 2022? Like, this dude was relevant like 10 years ago. I don't know, but if he did come through with a really dope verse, then all props to him. I was just a little bit surprised to see that, but we also didn't know about that one. The fourth track is Decades. Didn't really like it. Was just not really. Could have been so much better. Could have been so much more than this like singing and then recycling old verses kind of mashup. I didn't like that at all, but it is what it is. The fifth track is the first skit, and we can kind of identify the skits by little asterisks next to them, because there are exactly 7 of them. And when you kind of look at the titles, you can tell how they're going to be like structured, but I'll get into that once we get to those. So the first one's called J.J. Abrams. So this, J.J. Abrams is also someone that Logic has been working on together for a movie, for a film that he wants to do. Just got off the phone with J.J. Abrams on some $1 million shit. You know that line from Confessions of a Dangerous Mind? That is, likely why he's also on here. And when you kind of look at the titles of the other interludes, you can tell that those are probably going to be the people talking in the interludes. So those are the people that are going to, have a cameo on here. And we can see that later on. For example, we have one called Needle Drop, where likely Anthony Fantano is going to say some Lena's Insight, for example, Tony Revolori, for example, as well. So Michael Rapp as well. So, kind of get a feel for that one. The sixth track is called Black White Boy. Not too sure what to think about this. To my knowledge, we also didn't get any snippets for this, but I don't know. I can already tell what that's going to be about. But Bobby, don't do it to him. Don't do it to him. Seventh track, Quasi. Interesting title. Don't know what that's going to entail either. Eighth track is Bleed It. We've heard that already. Really didn't like it. How is that going to fit on here? I thought that this was going to be like a throwback to the 90s, but apparently it made it. Ninth track is called Ladonda. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to be a reference to Donda, like Kanye Donda, but Ladonda kind of sounds weird. I'm going to have to kind of figure out what that's all about. 10th track is called Aaron Judge. We also don't know anything about that, but the 11th track track, Clouds, I'm pretty excited about because we have features from Langston Bristol and Currency, and I think, at least I hope that Currency can really hop on like one of those beats that Logic picks for the album that we've heard so far, and I think that's going to be dope. Then, as I already said, another skit, Michael Rapp. The 13th track is Therapy Music with Russ. I thought that this was going to be way cornier than it actually turned out to be, so I'm actually pretty okay with this. I'm actually pretty okay with this Russ single, but it was kind of weird because it got a different cover than the other singles, but it's all good. Then we have the other, Skit I talked about. Then 15th track is called Rogue One, and we've gotten a snippet for this one. You remember that video of Logic running around outside with his son in these dinosaur costumes, like inflatable things? Yeah, that's Rogue One. I'm pretty excited for that. The other track, Breath Control, we already also got a snippet for that one. Now this is featuring Wiz Khalifa, actually, which I'm really excited about. We did kind of know this. This was known before, but it's nice to see it on here. Then we have another interlude called Nems, or Nems. Now I'm not sure what he's referencing. There is an artist named Nems, but not spelled this way or like in all capital, and I'm not sure if Logic would link up with him, so that's kind of weird. I'm gonna have to see what that's all about. Another track, Nardwar, featuring Doc D. You can already see some like patterns in here. He's referencing a lot of pop culture people, but Doc D making an appearance. Excited to hear a new Doc D tape as well. Then we have a track called Kickstyle with parts of the OG Rat Pack. I mean, we have IMJ Mars on here, we have Big Lembo, and we have Castro again. And Castro and Logic, is great to see them again on a track. The last time that they collaborated, I think, see that Castro was on Young Sinatra on Beggin', right? But he also was on Young Broken Infamous, so they go way back, but they kind of like had their little beef, their little, kind of arguments thrown around, and see that Castro being a little jealous of Logic's success and all that, but it's great to see them link up again. Then we have a track called Early Bird, apparently also going to be an interlude. Then 10 Years with Royce da 5'9". Logic has only featured on a Royce da 5'9" track once, or actually twice, because he was on that Prime record on Beast Mode. I remember that. And then he was also on Caterpillar with Eminem on the remix for the Royce da 5'9" thing in like 2018, I believe. So that's a nice, a nice little combo and link up as well. Porta 1 with RZA. Amazing that he got RZA on here. Come on, that's a big one for Logic. Y'all know how much he loves Wu-Tang, so that's big. Then Needle Drop, as I already said, another interlude. And then introducing Nezzy and featuring Nezzy Momodu. Now, I've looked her up, and she's really not a big artist. And it's, the last post on her Instagram was also like, can't believe Logic is like, putting me on his album and all that. So I'm gonna have to, look up some of her stuff. Then Orville featuring, Blue and Exile, which I thought was a really dope track, so I'm all about that. And then Carnival with AZ, come on, that is big. To have AZ on this track is crazy. And, a lot of people are already excited about that one. And then, as I said, Lena's Insight, don't know what that's going to be about. Then Vinyl Days with DJ Premier, really like that track, and I'm glad that it's on here. Then I Guess I Love It featuring The Game. Now, he got The Game on here as well. So this is like a track list that, like, a lot of, like, people just looking over it, be like, oh, no, like, big names and none of that. But when you're, like, into hip-hop like that, and you're, like, you're interested in all the stuff surrounding it, and you're, like, really into it and appreciating all these features, like Blue and Exile, for example, or, the old OG Currency, or the old Rat Pack, and this is dope. This is actually dope. And the last track, Sayonara, just probably going to be an outro. But 30 tracks is a lot, even though it's only like 23, but still quite a long track list. I'm gonna have to see how long it's gonna take to listen to this and give like a a review on that one, but I'm looking forward to it quite much. I believe that this is gonna be a great album. I hope so, at least judging from the majority of the singles, but all the other details on this we're gonna get as we're closer to it. But as always, this is just my opinion on it. Now I want to know what you think about this, how you feel about the track list, how you feel about the amount of tracks on here, how do you feel about the features, what track are you looking forward to the most, what track are you looking forward to the least, what's like your general gauge and opinion on what Logic is coming out with Vinyl Days. So all your thoughts on this, please let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and you'll take care.